Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we have a Windwitch Gren Maju. In case you're wondering what the synergy is, I guess Gren Maju doesn't really use their extra deck or special summon monsters outside of wind monsters. I mean, Eater Millions and Gizmek might be exceptions, but doesn't matter too much. We're up against Marine Cess. So they have the Marine Cess Seahorse combo. I tried to use Gamma, but they just chain more stuff, and it's a big chain link. Basically, they just negate the Gamma and Dimension Shifter. So they're gonna start off by doing some basic Marine stuff. I tried to Ash this Sea Angel right here. For some reason I couldn't. If you know why I couldn't just Ash the Sea Angel, do tell me, because I know that Marine cesses don't really search that much anyways. So we're gonna be special summoning the Gamma and stuff, and pretty much he'll just get the Seahorse back as a follow up and set a Solemn Strike pass. So we're gonna start off with an Ice spell, special summon, and the Glass spell. We're gonna go ahead chaining 1, chaining 2 to protect from Ash Blossom. Not that I need to protect from Ash Blossom, I know what it is. He's just going to negate summon a Wind Pegasus, and I will set and pass because I can't use Gizmek Orochi. He's going to summon the Swap Frog, I will negate it. He's just going to summon the Seahorse, and I will use Super Poly to go into an Earth Golem. He just attacks over my Ice spell, and my Wind Pegasus will trigger shuffling his thing back. We're going to activate Gizmek Orochi, who will summon himself back. And pretty much, if we're able to get Gren Maju off the top here, we're golden. We're gonna hit for some damage. No, it's not game yet, and what happened right there? I thought that Gizmek can just destroy any face-up card. I realized it's just a monster, but doesn't matter. I'm just getting in the graveyard so that I can draw something next turn. I believe I still have 2 copies of Gren Maju in my graveyard. We're gonna go get Gamma Seal. Don't know if I still have Gren Maju. Nope, it's not Gren Maju. And we'll just easily attack for game. So this deck's got a lot of OTK potential. The main reason for the Wind Witches is because Gren Maju can't really do anything going first, and Wind Witches are probably the best option going first, as it doesn't even make them use their normal summon. So that was our first replay. Let's go on to our next one now. For our next tool, we're up against Heroes, I believe. So they're going to be going first. They're going to start with a Vion. We're going to chain Dimension Shifter. They're just going to chain. They're called by the grave. They're going to activate Malicious, and if I know anything from playing Heroes, just Ash the Malicious. Just Ash the Malicious if they've already used their normal summon. But that won't really apply this time because they had the Neos fusion. They're going to go to Neos Kluger. I mean, it's a super great card. You can get one of a very, very strong card, Neos Wiseman. Neos Wiseman is just a very difficult card to bring out, and this card is just helps it. On top of that, has a really great battle effect, and we'll just kaiju over. It doesn't matter too much. We're gonna activate our Glass spell and go off with full Windwitch combo, which basically just burns them for 500 and ends on Crystal Wing. So we're going to summon some more stuff, and on top of that it plays around Nibiru because Crystal Wing is the 5th summon. Don't just Nibiru just because you can, because it'll just hurt you. See how he took 6,000 points of damage there? That's because Crystal Wing can like copy the attack of level 5 or higher monsters. So we're going to activate the Desires. We get draw 2. We're going to kaiju that. He's just going to imperm my Crystal Wing. But we're going to go for an Eater of Millions, and he surrenders. Mainly because I could just banish that attack for game. It was a quick game. This is a blind second deck, and once again, as I said, Wind Witches are there to support going first. So that was our second duel. Let's go on to our fourth one. Sorry if I said fourth when I meant my third one. We are up against Heraldic Beasts. Don't know how good this hand is for Heraldic Beasts because I don't play Heraldic Beasts. But yeah, this seems like a neat card when your opponent activates Monster Fact, detach 1, stop 1. And one more thing. Numeron Gren Maju is probably better. I mean, it does lock you out of your normal summon, but it doesn't matter too much. We're going to be going first. We're going to go into a Crystal Wing. And this is a kind of a bad duel to show you because he doesn't really do anything. We're going to activate D-Fissure, pass. What do you think he does? He has some cool cards. He just passes. We're gonna normally send Ice Spell, who will deal another 500 points of damage. We attack for some more damage, and as I said, this guy isn't doing anything for some reason. He just passes. I don't know why he just didn't set some cards. Probably shouldn't have just showed you this duel, but I mean, I won. So we had Super Poly. We had Crystal Wing, not bad. And if you really want a decent engine to support your Gren Maju deck when going first, just play Numeron. Numeron is a lot better. The only reason why I'm playing this is because it takes up a lot less deck space, and it's less consistent than Numeron, has a weaker board than Numeron, but you can run more hand traps. I hate hand traps, so I probably should just play Numeron. So those were our replays. Let us go on to the deck profile now. So we have one copy of Driver with 3 Gamma. Those are hand traps. If I were just to say what hand traps we have 3 Imperm, 3 Gamma, 3 Ash, and 3 D Shifter. D Shifter also just plays around Numerons because D Shifter is good in this deck, and they legally cannot use the effect of Numeron Network because they can't send cards to the graveyard in the first place. 2 copies of Gizmek Orochi, just great for banishing cards on top of free destruction, monster destruction, just a nice card. 3 copies of Gamma Seal to go get over some problem cards you might have. 3 copies of D Shifter, just to banish stuff. 2 copies of Glass Bell, 3 copies of Ice Spell, and 2 copies of Snow Bell. I run 2 of each of these just in case somehow your board is cleared and you want to do combo twice. But Ice Spell is just a really nice card, just being able to get a Synchro Dragon on the field really easily. Just super great. 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. It's a hand drop, just negates searches and stuff. 3 copies of Gren Maju, that's our main win condition, just to make a big Gren Maju and OTK for game. 3 copies of Cypher Gear Gamma, just for monster negates. 2 copies of Snowbell, I just mentioned this. Ice Spell, Snowbell, just combo for just go into Crystal Wing. 3 copies of Ether of Millions for just a better, it's non-destruction removal and just puts a lot of pressure on your opponent as they're kind of forced to get rid of it as quickly as possible. Those are all monsters. We have 3 copies of Desires. Once again, banishes 10 and draws you 2. Really nice. 1 copy of Upstart for more consistency. 3 copies of Super Poly. This is blind second deck. You kind of need Super Poly. I forgot the Lightning Storms. That's what I was forgetting. Whoops. Just put in Lightning Storm. Don't forget like I did. Basically, I'd say maybe take out an Ether Millions. Just because it does kind of conflict with your Windwitches. Put in 3 of this and take out whatever you don't really need per se, but so say you take out something like, I know, an Ash Blossom, because Ash Blossom is probably the weakest hand drop in this deck. So yep, you kind of do need the 3 Lightning Storm because this is a blind second deck, and you might need to just clear out spells to trap your monsters. 3 copies of Super Poly, your opponent cannot respond to it, which is the best thing. Although it's kind of conditional, just a super great card for removal. 1 copy of Dimensional Fissure, and 1 copy of Macrocosmos. They serve the same thing. They kind of act as floodgates, and while simultaneously generating you advantage. Well, not really advantage, but just buffs your Gren Maju a lot, which is super nice. 1 copy of Invoked Elysium. Invoked Elysium is nice in general, just against Invoke decks if they end up getting something like a Mechaba and something else on top of that. Invoked Elysium is the card that really helps. 1 copy of Predaplan Trifiovertum, just for 3 darks. It's not as common, but I believe it does kind of work against Dragon Link FDK, and on top of that has a Meh effect. Oh no, it doesn't have a Meh effect. It negates summons, which is just really nice. One copy of Almarduke for link decks. Sometimes if your opponent just likes to put lots of link monsters on the field, say they're playing something like Infinite Gates, then Almarduke is the card to help you. One copy of Draco Nether Soul Dragon in case it's just against a zombie matchup, and also if they get 2 copies of Eldritch the Golden Lord, Nether Soul Dragon is just another option. One copy of Violet Chimera. Violet Chimera just works really well against Salmongrade, another pretty meta deck. 2 copies of Starving Venom for dark decks. Once again, just 2 generic dark monsters, nothing bad about that. One copy of Draco Stapelia. It's 1 fusion and 1 dark, and it has a really nice effect too, where it is basically a walking impermanence. So 1 copy of Earth Golem for any Cyber deck really. Works with Pure Cybers, Marine Cess, what do you call it? Salmongrade. Works with everything. Earth Golem, just a really nice card. 2 copies of Mud Dragon of the Swamp. This is probably the best Super Poly target, as you can almost always fulfill its condition to get 2 monsters with the same attribute and different types, just because people's end boards don't just end on, oh, just, I don't know, 2 in archetype cards. Usually you are going to end on some cards like Appaloosa, Savage Dragon, that stuff. Mud Dragon really helps with that. 2 copies of Crystal Wing and 2 copies of Wind Pegasus. As I said, I just run 2 each because why not? The reason why I play Wind Pegasus specifically is because not only that, it destroys 1 spell or trap when it's on the field, and if a card you control is destroyed by battle or card effect while it's in the graveyard, you can banish it to shuffle 1 card on the field your opponent controls in the deck, which is some very nice removal. So that's the deck. I hope you enjoyed it. Do like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.